My name is Tao, and I have with me
Ray.
on this episode of But What Do We Know on OBE TV channel. And today we have Timi Agbaje.
Yeah, thank you very much. It's nice being here.
He's a comedian, and today we're going to be talking about a topic called jokes on you. Well, we're exploring the impact of comedy on the average Nigerian, and of course, we had to bring in a comedian. You know what's up. So, tell us a little more about comedy industry in Nigeria.
Alright, I feel comedy is the recipe of surviving in Nigeria. No matter what happens in Nigeria, the average man, my gate man, the cleaner, the carpenter, the everyday people like myself, they find a nexus of connecting to something that makes them happy. Because if you go on social media, there's so much depression out there, so much killing, so much insecurity. But you see a brother Shaggy, you see a macaroni, you see laugh and
Or we see it Timi Agbaje doing.
oh, yeah,
Exactly. I
have to use
mean,
bigger examples.
I was waiting for him to say
It is-
Timi
it's
Agbaje. He was
bigger
like,
example.
No, I have to use a bigger example so you can get my point first.
humility.
No, it's not humility. I actually just feel so. It's about the rich. When I want to go and shoot comedy skits sometimes, and I want to like talk to people, because in Nigeria, when you carry a camera anywhere outside, they want to collect money from you. They want to bill you. So when I want to talk to the gate man of the house or wherever I want to use that, right? I want to do a video. It's confused. He doesn't know what you want to do. So I just tell him, do you watch Brashagi or do you know macaroni? I give him an example that's very popular. Then I want to do the same thing that they're doing, so he can connect with me that way. So if I go and tell him that I want to be a team member, he probably doesn't know me, and it's not because I'm not doing anything, but it's time process. So
Okay.
it's not really honestly.
Okay. So have you ever ventured into like maybe stand-up comedy, or do you just do skits?
Okay, so I've been forced to do stand-up comedy before, like once or twice, and I've done
Forced?
it. Yeah. I prefer hosting the event and doing my stuff. Or the fact that you call me, then I'll come there and come and say, get one day where I dey waka for Ali. I can't see my mama with the I don't know. Big kudos to people that do stuff like that. That's big magic. I'm not that kind of big magic. I do my own magic separately.
Okay. So how do you find like what's like the response to your skits? Do people find it funny? Do people share it? Like
So I would say people love my content. So because I know where I was some months ago. So every content creator, for example, we monitor our engagement, our insight stuff.
Yeah.
So there's a time gap. Like last year August, how many followers did you have? How was the engagement? What people sharing to their stories or to their friends? Like you could tell, and from the comment section, you can easily tell what people feel about your content. So what I do most times, I get my feedback. Sometimes even before my content. So if I have an idea on my head or I have a story, I could just call up someone. Hey, Alpha, I get one idea from my head. What do you think? I'll just send a VN or something. So, yeah, one guy this, one baby this, someone did this, someone did that. So I have three set of friends. I have critics. I have people that are very blunt. Like I think I'm blunt sometimes, but I've seen people that their bluntness get me sick. So I send it to people like that. Guy, makes sense. Guy, oh nice. So I can easily tell what a stone-faced person that's gonna watch is gonna feel. And I have some people that are very creative and I say, oh guy, I think the ending is a bit bland, you can do this and do this to make it better. And I take it to an audience, like someone that is gonna watch it, that is a neutral party, doesn't care about comedy, but just my stuff on things and stuff. So that's how I get the feedback. And afterwards too, I watch the video, those people might tell, yeah guy, that video man, I like and go. And you can tell from the way people share content if they like it. So people are either going to share content because they like it or they want people to see it and insult you. Maybe you probably like debase somebody, for example, maybe you made this a person that has Down syndrome do so bad. So you can easily tell the response from the vibe you get from when you post it out.
Okay, so on today's topic, we are looking at the effects of comedy and the role it plays in helping people out with economical issues we're having and the old bad things going on in our country and how it helps.
So I feel that without, I don't know why I think so. I feel that without comedy and probably say cryptocurrency and a couple of things that people have engaged in, youthful people are the youth actually. Sorry, not youthful people. So what the youth have engaged in, I feel those are the things that have saved Nigeria from being a wrecking ball for so long. So when I was younger, there was high spate of armed robbery, everybody's doing this and stuff. There's still robbery, there's still armed robbery, there's still banditry, there's still a couple of stuff happening out there. But people have been diverted, people have been distracted from the major stuff. So for example, I come out of my house one day, I'm very mad, I'm very, very angry about what's going on in Nigeria. In traffic, I see somebody coming out of the car, two drivers exchanging punches. I'm going to wait and I'm going to laugh like, oh wow. this kind of thing dey happen for this Lagos like this. I get to my workplace again, somebody dress funny, somebody does something. They now take it to the intentional people that create the comedy, people that want to entertain you. No matter how bad your day is, if you watch your favorite comedian, it gets better. No matter how bad your day is, like no matter how terrible things are going for you, if you watch your favorite comedian out there, it gets better. So that impacts directly on life of people. So that means if the comedy industry keeps generating good content to their followers and their fans, people get better. And now comedy has evolved in Nigeria from just being for entertainment purposes. People use it to advocate, people use it to like push an agenda. Like the NSAS protest, every content creator I knew was part of the protest. I don't want to call it project. It was part of the protest, and they used their influence, they used their content, they used everything they could to harness the message and push it forward that we are saying no to police brutality. So I feel that comedy has become a societal tool and a societal standpoint for a lot of people to connect with. So apart from being the ease to depression in a lot of places, because I feel that mental health in Nigeria is underrated.
Yeah.
Even the comedians that we're expecting to impact people's lives with their comedy, they have very, very messed up lives sometimes. Like, you need to just sit down your favorite entertainer or celeb out there, like on a personal basis, and if you're lucky for them to like open up to you on what they go through, they even go through worse issues than people. But now there's a joy that happens when you create something and people like it. That means you're enjoying your work and people make you feel like they appreciate your work. So they are also curing their own depression, they are also curing their own issues by helping you out in their own problems. So I feel that comedy is like an exchange of happiness for people out there.
It's interesting that you say that, because I was actually coming to address something like that. There's a word for it, or like a phrase for it, called the sad clown paradox, right? Where people who are in the comedy industry, they use their trauma or their own pain and their life experiences to create jokes for other people. Like, it's funny to other people, but this is their own life experience and it's not as funny to them, but the fact that it makes other people laugh is content for them, right? And so there's that aspect. Have you ever felt like you had this trauma and people didn't really get it and you just put it into comedy, and were you satisfied by the response that, okay, at least it made them happy, even if this is something real for you, right?
So I feel that people also have to put themselves in our shoes. People have to see who we are. So comedians, content creators, people that do content for people to enjoy, we're addicts. So whatever happens in our day-to-day life and activity, we don't just see it as a response to us, we see it as a way of generating content. So for people to enjoy your content, people must be able to relate with it. In Nigeria, there are a lot of comedy that you do in Nigeria that people would we try, but they can't really get it because it's not their their relation of life in Nigeria. So if I come here now, if I come to this studio now and I see somebody doing something like this guy now that is on lip gloss, I feel uncomfortable. Kind of like I'm like, why this guy mouth is shine? Why did he call me? So when I get home, I'm thinking of doing a content about this or something around this. Like, and I'm not homophobic and I'm not castigating anybody. I don't even know his sexuality. It might be bisexual, it might be transgender.
Not bisexual.
No. I'm just saying.
I'm straight.
I'm just saying. So now when I get home now, I'm thinking of the content of probably you bring a guy home to your parents that you want to meet you want your friends to meet your next to be husband, and this guy comes in with lip gloss in his mouth. Like an average Nigerian mother, a typical Nigerian woman that is Yoruba for that matter, she's gonna have a big problem with this guy. Even if he's the smartest guy, the richest guy, if he's everything, she just has something that's like, what should I come with a buy kilo shape, like, and Nigerians can relate to that. So you just have to spin it well. So every day of our life, the good part, the bad part, and the ugly part, we just try to create content out of it, because the best I can do is to laugh about it. Like NSAS protest, I did some things there. People thought I just wanted to do it to entertain people and stuff. I almost lost my life to police brutality. So I just felt I had to do something to add my voice to that stuff. So it's always more personal for us. It's not just about I want to drop content. Fine, dropping content fulfills me. It makes me very, very happy. I also want people to be able to mirror my life a bit from my content. And there's sometimes I will do content that does not connect to who I am. Like I've done some content that in real life that's not Timi, but I just have to do it because the job it takes to do stuff like that. So I feel that the SoundCloud paradox or whatever you call it is a very, 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 very beautiful stuff, because now this end you take think content and if they break your heart, now this end you go take think calm. If they scam you, now this end you go see they take think calm. So I just feel that our lives are not totally unboxed. It's just a big mathematics, that big set, subset, and all those stuff.
Yeah.
Everything is just
Intersectional. So do you think that, making jokes about it or making lightness about like serious things, like maybe trauma or an experience that you had that wasn't very pleasant, do you think it helps you in a way? Well, we're talking about from your point of view now, not even from the entertaining others' point of view. Like, does it help you when you're able to make a joke out of something that happened to you? Say, for example, you said you've experienced police brutality. When you made the skit, did it help you feel better about your experience?
yeah. But I feel that the first part or the first step to get out of trauma or whatever is to talk to somebody trusted.
Okay.
And if you are lucky enough in life, you are blessed enough to have funny friends. So if a girl does something very bad to me, I have one or two people that I can call or hang around them, and I'll just share a small part of the story. I might be very, very pained, but I'm very sure that I will leave that place with an heavy heart as I came there. So I feel that for me, I first have to like talk to somebody, or if I don't talk to somebody, I keep it to myself. I have to do something to cool off my head. And once I do that, I'm not trying to see the bright side. Then if I do the bright side and it works, I don't know. I've done it a couple of times. I think I've felt better. So I think what makes me feel better when stuff like that happen is the fact that people enjoy it.
Okay.
It doesn't really like necessarily connect back to me if people don't enjoy it. So when I do something and people talk about it and the conversation, they say stuff and all, I'm just like, if these people knew the story behind this thing, but man, they enjoyed it. That gives me some happiness. So the balance of life, more happiness and less sadness for me.
Okay, so you're helping people and it's also helping you in
That
a
kind of
sense.
stuff, yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. So, if, say for example, people stop responding to you because you know how people's attention span is, and with the rate of, different comedians coming up doing skits every day, like the whole space is getting saturated. If people stop like responding to your maybe your niche of comedy, how do you navigate that space?
Success is the biggest trap in life. In life, everybody wants to be successful. It's just like leaving university. When I was in university, everybody was like, guy, I can't wait to finish this school and stop writing exams and all. And you find that after the whole exam and leaving school, life and adulthood is deeper, is more messier. Every day you have to hustle to keep up, to survive, to go and start fighting the next day.
Yeah.
So if, God forbid, there's a time that people stop, like, I don't want to use some words so that it's broadcast. So if people stop enjoying my content, it's going to be a big source of concern for me, because that toys with my happiness, that toys with what I enjoy doing. So it's just like saying, I like nurturing flowers, then my flowers are dying. I'm going to be heartbroken. But now the Nigerian spirit in me tells me that if people don't enjoy my flowers because I'm putting them like this, I will put them under the table or I put them outside. So I find a way to evolve, because guy, until I die, I have to start and keep doing something. So I don't know whatever happens. It's a very personal thing. I never saw this question coming, but if people stop enjoying my content, I'm going to evolve and try to do something else. So if they don't like comedy skits, I go start to preach or do motivational speaker, and if they enjoy them, I go do them. They go. Yeah, actually, I'm a businessman. So I have this argument I had with my friend one day. I figured out something in life. Most things that actually like go viral, people that change life for people, are very spontaneous and organic. They are things that you least expect. The best relationships, go and find out. I don't know about people generally, but I feel that the best relationship or the best sex that people have are the ones that they don't really plan for. So let's say now I came here to be a comedian now, and on my way as I was going, I just saw somebody about to commit suicide, and I stopped by the place, and somebody takes a video randomly as I tried to stop person from committing suicide on Third Bridge, and it goes very, very viral, and everybody's talking about it. And then all of a sudden my DM is full, I want to commit suicide, and I see you, and they start paying me. I become a therapist. And if I blow from there, do you think I will still leave my therapy and making good money and making people happy and saving lives, and still say I want to be doing wrong now? Whatever life throws my way,
I'm not sure that's how therapy works, but get the point.
I know. I'm just using an example.
I know.
Alright,
So
okay,
this
question.
comedy thing, is it more like a passion or something for a monetary aim? Everybody has why they do.
So it's a passion for me, for a lot of people. But people need to understand something. You don't separate money from the business of your passion. That is why a lot of entertainers are very depressed. So I'm an entertainment lawyer too, because I went to school, I did law.
Okay.
The reason why a lot of entertainers are very, very depressed is very simple. Some of them have to make decisions that don't all go well for them, but because they have to survive. For example, an artist needs to get a sponsor, someone to fund his music if he wants to get out there. And some of them sign very, 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 very shitty and bad contract because their hands are tied. So when you now become successful as an artist, when you're supposed to be reaping the gains of what you're doing, you don't even really enjoy it. That's why you are an artist that is making hit songs out there, making bangers, everybody knows him, but he's broke. Because the people that are supposed to like be the people that are guiding him to make money in life are the ones that are taking all his money away from him. So as much as you love your passion and your passion is doing stuff, your passion is to put food on your table. If you're a creative and you can't pay your rent, you can't even buy clothes for yourself, you can't even feed, how do you become more creative? So it's very passionate for me, like it's my passion, it's what I oh sorry, I don't want to use that phone. I'm trying not to. I'm so sorry. So I've made so many I've made so many drastic decisions in my life that I left a lot of things that were very certain for me and stable for me to do this. But I also know that for me to be able to raise my kids well, to have a family, to impact society, and to be there for people that have been there for me, my passion is to bring food to my table. So yeah, it's the passion for me. I'm here for the passion, but I also understand that the passion got to bring food to the table. No fine girl wants to date a broke guy, no matter how creative you are. Nobody wants to parent kids with you if you're not even able to feed yourself. So you can't say, what's your profession? Passion. How do you make money? Nothing. It doesn't work. Your passion got to bring food to the table, no matter how you want to twist it or spin it. Except you're not after the good life. I know people that don't care about children, don't care about wife, don't care about feeding. If they can share their life to see the next day, they're fine. If you're that kind of person, good thing. Inspiring you.
Okay. So there are certain comedians in your field that haven't transitioned or gone with the evolution into skit making, because that's literally where comedy is going, that direction. Everybody's creating skits. It's all about social media content right now. Not a lot of people care about stand-up comedy anymore, unless it's on social media.
And
or
I
it's
even say skit
broadcasted.
making now, it's even taking the market from Nollywood. People tend to watch, I'm serious, people tend to watch more Instagram skits than watching Nollywood movies. They even, the skit makers tend to get a lot of endorsements and so on, way more than some actors and actors right now.
So do you think people who can't transition into the field of like skit making or content creation, if they can't transition from that, because like you said, you didn't really enjoy doing stand-up comedy. So it's the same way someone who maybe he's great at stand-up comedy, right? He doesn't feel like he fits in with the whole social media, or he doesn't know how to navigate the whole social media and content creation.
Now this is it. You have to understand the pros and cons of every business you are venturing into. Stand-up comedy is good business. I know a couple of people that have made shit ton of money from stand-up comedy in Nigeria, like good money. So this is how it works. COVID came to change a lot of things in Nigeria and across the world. When COVID came, they reduced the number of people that would gather in a place for events and all that stuff. So the top stand-up comedians, AY started his own YouTube series. Bobby had been doing his own YouTube series back to school. AY did Call to Bar, Basketball Bros something, Papa Benji. These people knew that, okay, fine, people can gather to enjoy our content, but people can sit back at home and enjoy their content. So if you can't transition, then you have a fault, you have a problem. As a businessman, you got to transition, you have to evolve. That's what I was saying earlier. You have to understand the times that you are. So when we were younger, we had all these local televisions that we were watching. There was a time that I had a station that every Wednesday night I watch cartoons, Saturday morning I watch wrestling, Saturday night I watch Nollywood movies. There's always a movie that they will key into the stuff I know. But with time that we evolved and grew, it was becoming more difficult to access these local stations. Because one, if you didn't have the antenna that you could like go and change outside, if it's not clear, you can't watch all those things. Most of them are not listed on the big broadband and stuff. So if they didn't transition, I can enjoy them no matter how much I love them. Nobody wants to go very, very far. Before, okay, it's just like you're hungry now and you have to like travel every day to Ibadan before you can eat. And then one shop now opens around your area and they're selling almost the same food or something slightly different. No matter the difference in that food, you will still prefer to sit back in your house and stroll, buy the food and go back than having to travel to Ibadan every day to go and buy food. So if you don't transition, you make it harder for people to be able to connect and enjoy what you're doing, and you're shooting yourself in the leg because on the long run you lose.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. You gave us a really deep insight to this. And so this is where we draw the line for today on this topic. We want to know what you think. Has comedy had any impact in your life? Have you been able to use comedy to maybe go through tough situations or survive them, or has it impacted you in any way? Is there a particular comedian that has driven a message to you through comedy or comforted you in some way? Leave us a comment on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, wherever you see us. Leave us a comment, and
Don't forget to like and thank you for subscribing.
yes, thank you for subscribing. You can also click the bell for notification for when we post our next episode. All right, guys. Bye.